I need some people to bring me lineups, please.
What'd you say?
I need some lineups, please.
Do something good for you.
Game number 3 of the day here at the big field for the 2024 Pocatello Wood Bat Classic. Jace Andrews, Aaron Poling here with you as we appreciate you hanging out with us all day long. And when I say all day long, I literally mean all day long. We were started at 8 a.m. here, and we're going to go all the way till probably about 10:30-ish area. Yeah. So it's been a fun day thus far, but as of right now, got some more games coming up here for you.
Yeah, first game of the day without Rigby, who has been phenomenal today. They go 2-0, winning 7-6 over the Razorbacks out of Pocatello, and then beating Sugar City 6-0. So heck of a day, heck of a start to the tournament for Rigby. We also have some other scores on the other side of the field. We only have one final as of now. That's Blackfoot 11 over the Pocatello Running Rebels 11-4. As those are the scores that we have right now. And, of course, we had the games last night.
Yeah, that's a couple of games last night where we had Shelley winning 7-4. And then the Bruins, in a comeback win, beat the Madison Bobcats 10-7. They were once down 7-2 in that game. So big comeback there. Seen a couple of good games. Mentioned that Rigby game in the first one against the Razorbacks. They were once down by a substantial amount and then came back. So already some good games being played here.
Yeah, it's been quality baseball, and that's really all you can ask for, especially in a tournament like this where you're here all day, just getting a bunch of these games where they're really good games, and it's been a lot of fun. And you can really see where the Wood Bats kind of, I don't want to say neutralizing the offense a bit, but there's been some swings on some balls that off the bat it kind of felt like that ball was crushed, but the ball doesn't really go that far. It's obviously the Wood Bat, and this ballpark's pretty big, so it's kind of deceiving really how far you hit the ball. You can absolutely crush one, and it'll still land about 30 feet short of the fence, but you still crushed it.
Well, I know you weren't on with me, but you watched a little bit. We had 4 triples in yesterday's second game. So when you talk about this field being deep, it is substantially deep, especially to the right center field gap and left center field gap. So definitely going to see some extra base hit throughout this game in the coming minutes. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hopefully have the starting lineups for you as we're trying to get those as best as possible. So we'll try and have that for you here, but you're watching a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of the 2024 Pocatello Wood Bat Classic. We'll be right back here on mylocalradio.com, part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
At Y-Hi, we are with you is more than just 3 simple words. It encompasses the principles we live by to serve our members and local communities. So if you're looking to keep your banking relationships local with a partner who will always be there for you, look to us. We're Y-Hi. We're Wyoming. We're with you. Visit yhi.org to learn how you can be a part of something bigger today.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
When participating in sports, there's always a lot to talk about performing at the top of your game. I'd like to expand on that and ask, how about performing at the top of your game in every part of your life? This is Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic. I offer solutions to help improve all aspects of your game called life. Pain management, migraines, allergies, emotional release, nutritional supplements based on blood tests, and improved athletic performance. To help you perform at the top of your game every day, call today to schedule an appointment in Evanston or in Kemmer. Hoover Chiropractic, 307-789-0043.
The perfect mix of different ingredients can create the most delicious creation. Successful people have the ability to bring many different individuals together who work, collaborate, show kindness, use problem-solving skills, and include each individual's talents and gifts to create new inventions, compose beautiful music, and find ways to make the world a better place. At Uintah County School District Number 1, we work together every day to promote student success. Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Book your next event at Aspen Cinemas. Make it your own with corporate or family parties, birthdays, video game nights, or personal screenings of new movies. They're all available. With affordable pricing and easy booking, you can make your next event stand out at Aspen Cinemas. Aspen Cinemas, 307-316-7846. Book your event today at Aspen Cinemas, 307-316-7846.
The very best place to stay when you visit Evanston, Wyoming is the Best Western Dunmar Inn. This amazing hotel is located on 10 beautiful acres and offers clean, comfortable rooms with amazing beds, a fitness center, an outdoor pool, open in the summer, and a wonderful on-site restaurant that provides a complimentary breakfast with every stay, all at an affordable rate. Whenever your travels bring you to Evanston, Wyoming, make all your room reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn, 1601 Harrison Drive.
Welcome back here to
Serving the Bridger
Pocatello,
Valley.
Idaho. Jace Andrews, Aaron Poling. As looks like we're about to get our starting lineups hand delivered to us, as we'll have both those ready for you in just a moment, hopefully. But obviously, game number 3, we got Wood River and Jerome, the next two up here. So on the big field, once again, 6 games here on the larger field. We'll have 5 on the smaller field, just over center field. We'll have all of them, though, on mylocalradio.com, here on the My Local Radio YouTube channel as well. So you can check out whatever game you're looking for. I promise you we have it covered because we have every single game from this tournament. So we do appreciate hanging out with us and hoping for another good game here between Wood River and Jerome.
Yeah, so far this tournament's been really interesting. One of the more interesting things to me so far has been where the outfield alignment's been playing. There have been teams that have almost been playing their outfielders as about 3 extra infielders. They're about 4 or 5 steps off the dirt on the infield. And we talked about a lot of extra base hits. That's part of it. If you're able to burn an outfielder and that ball starts to roll, especially if they're basically starting from the infield to chase it down, real good opportunity to get the third bag, where usually if an aluminum bat where the defense usually lines up, it's probably only 2. But it's going to be interesting to see how teams adjust as the weekend goes along.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of adjustment, and we mentioned it in the first part of this, but the field is just so deep. I mean, this is a former minor league field, so the dimensions here are maybe a little bit larger than what they're used to playing in, and I think that kind of aids into the fact of where they play the outfield, how they play the outfield. Are they going to let the corners slide? Are they going to maybe block off those gap spaces? Because like I've said, we've seen a lot of extra base hits go that way now. We've also seen some go down the line. That's going to happen. But you're more likely to limit a extra base hit down the line to a double rather than limiting an extra base hit to a double rather than a triple through the gaps.
Yeah. And it's just something that I think a lot of these kids have to get used to, the wood bats as well. You know, you hear the loud contact sometimes, and I feel like some of these kids, when they've seen the contact, I've seen more today of kids running in on a ball than going back than I have most of this year. So it's one of those things where I don't know if because of the wood doesn't sound as loud as the aluminum, kids are thinking to come forward, come in. But it's one of those also adjustments you have to make. Fly balls have been a bit of a adventure so far in the 2 games today. There's been a couple of them that have gotten down that if you were a pitcher on the mound, I think they'd be a little upset that those got in.
Definitely. Looks like we're going to have Wood River as the home team. They'll come out to the field first. Jerome will have the bats. They'll be the visiting team in this game. And we'll get set to go here as still trying to get those lineups. They should be here in just a minute. Obviously, with how many games this tournament is going and how many lineups there has to be given and passed around, you don't usually get them until right before the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's good for us to build the blood pressure a little bit, have to fill a lineup out where you're trying to call the game. Yeah.
Feel stressed.
Yeah, we're going to go to our live cam right now. As we're going to reset the Modern Woodmen of America scoreboard. We want to thank them for being a sponsor here at Pocatello, as they've been awesome for us. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. All right, we got a lineup. This is for Wood River, though, so not the ones that are batting.
All right, we'll figure it out. We can go old school NHL when a player wasn't part of the NHL Players Association. When you had like the old school NHL game, Garnett Exelby was one of them, where instead of saying his name, they'd just say his number. And it was always funny to me when Gary Thorne would loudly exclaim, "Number 2!" Picks the puck up in the corner.
That's funny. Oh, brother.
I wonder how often it's going to happen in the new college football game. I know we're getting a little off track on video games here, but I wonder how many kids aren't going to opt in or aren't going to decide to be a part of that.
Arch Manning didn't opt in because he can't have any of his money. His grandfather said he can't have any until he's a starter.
Really? Really?
Which seems weird, but all right.
It's kind of a bummer because, I mean, it's not like he's backing up some scrub. It's Quinn Ewers who made it to the playoffs. But I'm sure Arch is definitely hurting for money.
Oh, I'm sure with his uncles that are both NFL athletes.
Yeah. And his granddad, who's an NFL athlete too. What a family to be a part of.
Can I sense some jealousy with her?
A little bit.
All right, well, we got the lineup for Wood River. We'll have that next inning as I'm trying to speedily fill this in. But for now, we'll have number 8 for Jerome Club. Pitching on the mound is Jose Moya for the Wood River. They don't have their mascot on here, so I don't know what the Wood River Rivers.
I was going to say, coming up later in the tournament, we'll have a battle between Green River and Wood River in a game
I know, I saw that. The Rivers.
Dubbed as the Battle of the Rivers.
I'm glad we both had that thought. As soon as I made the thumbnail, I was like, all right, this is pretty easy here what we're calling this game.
Okay. Great minds think alike.
Left-handed hitting, number 8 for Jerome. Moya is the pitcher. He will have the windup here in the first pitch. Is going to be a strike on the outer part of the zone.
See if they settle in with some nerves. Both teams that we saw earlier today in their first games, little nerves in the first inning.
That one's fouled back there, so quickly 0-2 here on the count for the top of the first inning. The 2024 Pocatello Wood Bat Tournament here, Wood Bat Classic. Jace Sanders, Aaron Pulling, appreciate you joining us as the 0-2 pitch comes from Moyo. That's going to hit him. Hit by pitch after an 0-2 count, so loses him on what would have been a very good pitcher's count. He will head to first base on the hit by pitch.
Yeah, that's something as a pitcher that's always frustrating. You get ahead of the count and do your job, then you come in and you clank a batter with an 0-2 pitch.
Another lefty up, it's number 1. As we got time call here while he fixes batting gloves.
We're trying to pull these two teams up on Game Changer, no avail.
It's going to be a strike there. One runner on first, 0-1 count here. Moya, your pitcher. And the runner goes. Throw down, not in time, and it gets away. Look at the black up there from the second baseman, Tyler Nielsen. Keeps it going to the outfield. That's just good baseball right there.
Yeah, that's something as a middle infielder that after you see the pitch to the catcher, you got to make sure to get there just in case. You never know what can happen. If you back up, if you don't back up, that's the one time it gets through usually.
Outside there, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Being aggressive early, though, for Jerome. We've seen a lot of aggressiveness in this tournament. Teams willing to run.
Just fouled away there, staying alive as it goes to 2-2.
That's something to go to school on if you're on the mound. For Wood River, has an off-speed pitch that he's late on. Kind of gives you an idea of the timing.
No look in here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A runner at second base with nobody out here in the top of the first for Jerome. And it'll be outside. The count will run full on Tate, because that's all I can hear from the fans. I have a quick time here to get some baseballs back there.
You're looking for the Jerome roster, unfortunately. Unable to find it.
Three-two. Once again, stays live, fouls it off.
It's pretty good at bat here. You fall behind the count, battle all the way back, 3-2, waste a couple of pitches. Now you're allowing your 3 and your 4 hole guys. See a couple more pitches, try to get an idea of what the pitcher's throwing. It's an advantage for your 2 best hitters in the lineup.
That's going to be ball 4, so a good AB for Tate there. He'll walk, and back-to-back runners have reached on a hit by pitch, and now a walk.
Walks with, especially to start the game, you don't want to walk batters. It just becomes a snowball effect. Now you're facing the 3-hole hitter who's typically the best hitter on the team. Runners on first and second. Now anything can really happen. You got to be careful, but you got to come to him right now. You cannot afford to walk the bases loaded.
That's going to stay inside there. Will not find the strike zone.
I don't want to say this is a must-have, but on the mound for Moya, you really want to come in here. Don't want to fall behind 2-0. Have him take a big hack at one. You want to come in here.
That's going to get away from the catcher. Both runners will advance 90 feet. And now here, 2 balls, no strikes, and runners in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the first for Jerome.
Yeah, this is almost a dream scenario. When you draw the lineup up to start the game, you kind of half-heartedly hope you can get second and third with your 3-hole hitter up, clean up on base, nobody out. This has been almost a near-perfect start for Jerome.
Thompson, the catcher there, tried to block it and just couldn't get the backhand on it. 2-0, fouled away as it goes out of play.
It's a pretty good hack, 2-0. The idea is you want to try to drive the ball 2-0. You're not really trying to shoot the ball the other way. That's one you're trying to get out in front of, and you're trying to rip it down that line, try to find your best power swing there.
Infield maybe a tad in here. Runners at second and third. 2-1 the count. The pitch from Moya. Breaking ball stays high. It's 3-0, and he's in danger of giving another free pass.
Yeah, you want to try to make them earn their way on. When you start walking people, it's kind of demoralizing your defense. It also kind of puts them on their heels a bit, where if you're attacking the zone, they seem to be on their toes more often.
3 balls and 1 strike. That's going to go over the back of the head. It kind of tipped him as well, so he will take first base on the hit by pitch ball 4. And Green River kind of looking – Green River. It's Wood River. They're wearing green. Wood River kind of wanted a foul ball there because it did go over toward the bat area, but it definitely nicked his back.
Yeah, this has been a tough start for Wood River, but opportunity to try to get out of it, but you got to attack the zone right here.
Bases loaded, nobody out, corner infielders in. Moya's pitch stays in the zone for a strike.
That's a great start. Dot a fastball down and away, get ahead.
0-1. Foul it away on the breaking ball into right side out of play. First baseman over there, Rojas, was giving chase, but did go out of play.
That's a great job getting ahead 0-2 here after walking the first 3 hitters.
0-2 with bases loaded. Infield in, a pickback attempt to first. Slow. He didn't slide, but he stays in there safely. Good tag by Rojas, but just a nick late.
It's going to be on your toes by Rojas, especially with the bases loaded. That ball gets by you. That could be dangerous.
1-2 with the infield in for Wood River. Stays high, 2-2.
It's a good job battling back at the plate here. You fall behind 0-2, you kind of feel like you have to defend, you have to battle, you have to just get rid of pitches. Right now, he's battled himself back even.
2-2. Lifts it high into right side, foul territory. Rojas, he can't see it.
Yeah, the sun's going to play a huge factor throughout the rest of this tournament on the right side of the field. We saw it last night where a couple of throws across the diamond, the first baseman never saw them. And there's one where a kid got hit in the foot, where it's kind of lucky it hit him, it stayed in front of him, didn't lose many bases. But when you're a first baseman, you can't see the ball. It's such a helpless feeling.
It's tough. I mean, any situation when you're looking for that little white ball and you don't see it, you're just out of luck. Count even up at 2-2 with the bases loaded. And again, a pop-up into left field, foul territory, not being able to get there as Aguayo.
That's a good job battling at the plate. Got it back even 2-2. Had a couple of pitches that were borderline zone. I'm not sure if that's I don't know if that would have been a strike. It was kind of borderline chest high, but way too close to take, especially with the bases loaded.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the first. Jerome threatening, but still no one across. That stays high there. He continues to try and have that breaking ball kind of drop into the top of the zone. The 2 times it's gotten there, it's been fouled off. Now we go 3-2 with the bases loaded. And from the windup, Moya. Again, a pop-up right side. The right fielder, Byard, comes in. First baseman can't see it. It's Rojas, and that one will land safely in foul territory for Jerome, as this sun has just been brutal for that right side of the infield / outfield.
I do like what catcher Carter Thompson was doing. He was trying to point towards the first baseman where the ball was. I think we're getting a conversation about interference as the runner and the first baseman kind of got tangled up there, but they're not going to call it.
Yeah, I think that's one of those.
Yeah.
You can't really call that.
I was going to say you'd be bailing Wood River out when the first baseman never saw the ball.
Yeah. He wasn't going to the ball. He was looking for it, and that's when he ran into him. 3-2. That stays high. Ball 4, walks in the run. 4 batters in, 2 hit by pitches, 2 walks, and our first run has come across the score.
Yeah, they're going to go get a meeting on the mound, as this has not been the start of the tournament you've been hoping for Wood River. You got to remember, you got two more games left in pool play. Then you have the tournament at the end when everyone's seated. So you really don't want to go to another pitcher here. You want to try to ride this pitcher as long as you can. But if you walk the bases loaded, 4 batters, 4 walks, it's real hard to stay with that pitcher.
A little bit longer meeting, obviously. Nobody out here, 1 run in, but no hits. You just got to attack the zone, and it's been tough because Jerome's fouled the ball off. Kept long at bats and really have forced these walks on their. I mean, this is in some ways a batter's walk. It wasn't like the pitcher just, easy 4 balls. No, it's been 3-2 counts, long ABs, working the count, and being able to get yourself on base.
If you're manager Brad Thompson, I like going out there and just reminding the kid on the mound, hey, there's a reason we're starting you. We want you to find it.
Lefty number 15 will foul this one straight back. Bases still remain loaded. 1 run in after the walk. And Moya on the mound with an 0-1 count. Line drive, base hit to the left side. Going to be station to station here, I bet. It bounces off the glove of the left fielder, Aguayo, but he will get it in time, so just 1 run comes across to score. We do have our first hit, though, And then our second run, it's 2-0 Wood River here in the top of the first with still nobody out.
That's just a nice piece of hitting there. Ball in the outer third, just going with it and slapping it in the left field, driving in a run for your team.
Reset the count. It's number 27 at the plate. And he will pop it up into foul territory. Catcher Thompson goes. He calls it and grabs it. Our first out of the inning is recorded. And now you're in theory a double play ball away from making this just a 2-run top of the first when you've had the bases loaded with nobody out for this past couple minutes. So that'd be pretty solid if you can get that one done.
Yeah, I was going to say at this point you kind of have to just accept it, and you'd probably take it just because of the predicament you're in.
First pitch, the new batter, number 10, is going to be a bit outside for ball 1. 1 out here in the inning now. Base is still loaded with a 1-0 count. He's going to watch it bounce up there. Bounce before the plate. 1 ball, now 2 balls. No strikes.
A lot of lefties on this Jerome team, especially at this age level.
2-0. Lifted foul. Third baseman Landry Duell will go over there, but he will not have room. Landrum Duval, a double last name over there at third base. And now we got a mound inning here, potential. Yeah, we're going to have a pitching change.
I think this is strictly because of pitch count and possibly saving that pitcher for a later game.
Yeah. Why don't we take a break here? We'll have a new pitcher when we come back for Wood River. We appreciate you joining us here on MyLocalRadio.com, part of the My Local Radio Sports Network. We'll be right back here from Pocatello.
Distracted driving is dangerous, but some people just can't seem to help themselves. There's the steering wheel propper, the sneak-a-peeker, the fast roller, the night-lighter. And it's not long until they become the fender-benderer, the got-a-ticketer, the veering off the road, the driver who kills someone. Enough with the phones already. Just put them down.
At Reese Auto Service in Lyman, you will find highly skilled mechanics who will get the job done right the first time. They work on anything from light line jobs of tire alignments, suspension work, and oil changes to heavy line jobs of engine replacement, differentials, and all powertrain components. Make sure all your recreational vehicles are working at top speed by getting them checked at Reese Auto Service in Lyman so your time having fun doesn't end early. Reese Auto Service, 541 State Highway 413, Lyman.
Welcome back here to Pocatello, Idaho. Jace Andrews, Aaron Poling here with you. Aaron tried to go out and get our lineup for Jerome so we don't have to call their kids by number. So hopefully going to get one of those relatively soon here as trying to find those out. Do appreciate everybody listening here on MyLocalRadio.com. The 2024 Pocatello Wood Bat Tournament got you every single game here. And hopefully got some good games, but right now 1 out here with a 2-1 count with Jerome at the plate, and they've got the bases loaded still, 2 runs across, and thus far trying to push some more across. A new pitcher will come on the mound, though, as it's going to be believed Nielsen, your new pitcher. Yeah, Tyler Nielsen, who was originally the second baseman, now becomes your pitcher. And then Moya, Jose Moya, who was your pitcher, becomes second base as we reset here with a 2-1 count. 1 out. Infield will be in for Jerome, Wood River. Bases are loaded. 2-1. A cut and a miss from number 10 at the plate. And it's going to be a 2-ball and 2-strike count with 1 out here. 2-2, and Noah Braisley swings right through that one for strike number 3. We got our first strikeout of the game on the first batter that the new pitcher will see. And we finally got a lineup here, so going to have to try and write these in throughout the next couple moments, but do appreciate everybody joining us as we got this going on right now. 2 outs. Base is still loaded, though. And it brings up Xander Van Tassel. No balls, 1 strike now with the bases loaded. Xander again takes the strike. Oh, 2. Can the second baseman Nielsen come on here and get 2 strikeouts? Not on that pitch, just a bit outside. 1-2, a good pitch there with 0-2.
That's a tremendous stop behind the plate. You don't want to give up a free run when you strike one kid out, get ahead 0-2. Then on the 0-2 pitch, you try to miss the zone and then you throw it away.
The pitch from Nielsen. That's going to hit him. A hit by pitch will force across another run here. Make it a 3-0 game.
Hit by pitch with 2 strikes feels good. A hit by pitch with 2 strikes for an RBI feels even better. As no one loves getting hit by a pitch, but when you score a run because of it, it makes it so much better.
Yeah, you get an RBI when you get hit, and you'll take that every day. So this brings up Peyton Jackson, the right fielder. And he takes a strike.
Much better job here filling the zone after the pitching change. It just wasn't the starter's day. It's a good job recognizing it from Wood Riverside.
0-1. That's going to be a strike called in the inner part.
That choke up and protect here.
No balls, 2 strikes, bases still loaded, 2 outs. Strike 3 as he gets him there, as thought it may have hit him, but instead it's going to be strike 3. We head to the bottom of the first inning. 3 runs come across to score, as not too bad for Wood River after having the bases loaded with nobody out for a couple of batters. We will now go to the bottom of the first here on MyLocalRadio.com, part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Distracted driving is dangerous, but some people just can't seem to help themselves. There's the steering wheel propper, the sneaker peeker, the fast roller, the nightlighter. And it's not long until they become the fender benderer, the got a ticketer, the veering off the road, the driver who kills someone. Enough with the phones already. Just put them down.
At Reese Auto Service in Lyman, you will find highly skilled mechanics who will get the job done right the first time. They work on anything from light line jobs of tire alignments, suspension work, and oil changes to heavy line jobs of engine replacement, differentials, and all powertrain components. Make sure all your recreational vehicles are working at top speed by getting them checked at Reese Auto Service in Lyman so your time having fun doesn't end early. Reese Auto Service, 541 State Highway 413, Lyman.
3-0 your score as Jerome pushes across 3 runs thanks to a couple of wild pitches, hit by pitches and base on balls. And now it's going to be Wood River's turn to respond. Jerome on the mound. They're going to have number 8, Troy Perk.
Yeah, Perk a lefty. Kind of looks like he's got elbows and knees flying at you. A little bit, I don't want to say a wild, but kind of a little mini Randy Johnson where he kind of throws those elbows and those knees where it kind of hides the ball well. Let's see how the hitters from Wood River react, especially after standing around in the field for over 20 minutes. You have to think by now the warm-ups for Perk were about 25, 30 minutes ago, so it'll be interesting to see how he comes out on the mound. That could be the double-edged sword of having a long top half of the first inning like that.
Yeah, it's tough. You want to score runs, but it kind of messes up your rhythm. Cutter Thompson, the catcher, will lead us off here for Wood River. And he takes the ball outside.
Here's the Jerome lineup.
Thompson looking to try and start something here, down 3-0. He'll watch this one also outside, 2-0.
Yeah, first 2 pitches missed high and away. It's kind of a sign that a pitcher isn't really feeling his mechanics yet. He's really got to start to finish here.
2-0. There's a strike.
Much better right there. That's a perfect 2-0 pitch. batter wants to really drive one. It's really hard to drive that pitch down and away at the knees.
Good frame by the catcher, Alano. That one's just going to be a bit outside, though. And now we got a 3-ball and 1 strike count.
See, that's my argument against going to the automatic strike zone, is it takes away the importance of framing from a catcher.
I agree. There's a strike, though. Fastball, upper part of the zone, and now we go full.
So I think if you get a catcher that can really steal you a strike or two, that's so valuable.
That's going to be away, ball 4. So it's a 6-pitch AB, but ultimately ends in a walk for Carter Thompson. Get off walks, never tend to end up good. Have to see what happens here.
Yeah, it's the stat is about 80% of the time they score, which Wood River really needs at this point.
One ball and no strikes. The new batter, Alex Golb, a center fielder on the lefty for Wood River. 1-0. On the ground, first baseman off his glove and through the right side of Garcia as well. Right fielder Jackson kind of kicks it in, and we'll have runners at the corners for Wood River with nobody out here.
That's a nice little piece of hitting. It's a solidly hit ground ball at the first baseman. I'm sure they wish they could have that one back, but good base running. Hitting the bag at second, taking off towards third, putting pressure on that Jerome defense, and they're able to pick up the extra 90 feet.
3 balls. What am I saying? 3-0 lead as we got a new batter in here. Landrum Duval takes the ball outside. Landrum Duval, the third baseman today for Wood River.
Might be a lead candidate for the all-name team, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Runners in the corners. A quick pitch and a swing and a miss.
So I've noticed on the mound there's a high leg kick and then there's a slide step that changes the timing of the hitter, but it also keeps that runner at first on their toes.
1-1. Little pickoff attempt. Sliding back in safely as Golb. Thompson at third, Golb at first. A walk and a single is where they have gotten those 2 runners on. 3-0 the score. Landrum Duval. Runner goes. Throw down is going to be in time.
What a throw.
Golb cut down by the catcher Alano on a perfect throw, a perfect tag from the second baseman Garcia. And we got 1 gone here in the bottom of the first on the caught stealing, and now with the swing, that's a 1-2 count to Landrum Duval.
Yeah, he was on his knees, able to slide over, block it, make the throw. What a play.
Excuse me, it's 2-1. That'll go outside for 3-1 now.
More importantly, somehow the runner at third stays put on the throw down to second. It's probably the biggest thing about that last throw out.
3-1. And that's going to be a swing. Full count now for Landrum Duval, the third baseman. Golb cut down on the caught stealing. What does the pitcher Burke have? A fastball and a swing and a miss is what he's got. A strikeout for Landrum Duval there in the first of the day for Burke.
Yeah, really getting into the stretch. Burke has looked a little bit more comfortable. Going from the stretch forces you to have to slow down a little bit. Sometimes in the windup, you want to get through your windup so quickly that you get yourself out of sorts. The stretch really helps you get back into sync.
It's the 4-hole first baseman, Raul Rojas. Just a bit low on the first pitch. It's 1-0. Rojas had a tough time over on the right side with the sun, looking to put a charge into a ball here. With the Bruce bolts on his hands, he takes a big hack, but comes up with nothing. The count will go even to 1-1. 2 outs here. Runner at third base, still sitting there in Carter Thompson. That's a bit outside. Count goes in the batter's favor to 2 balls and 1 strike. 3 runs came across the score for Jerome in the top of the first inning. So for Jerome, looking for a shutdown inning for Wood River. You got to get something across to try and break that. 2-1. And it's going to be a fastball that does not find the zone, stays up. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Burke looking to find the zone here. The lefty against the big bat of Raul Rojas. 3-1. That's lifted foul. Just gets the very undercarriage of the ball. Fouls it off. And now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third. Burke looks in, gets the sign. The pitch. On the ground, foul down the third base side. Harrison chasing.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Bruce Bolts, those are it's a Max Clark product, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing what social media can do, that a guy at high A ball right now in West Michigan is selling products to kids.
3-2. Inside for ball 4. Raul Rojas has a great AB and works the walk.
That sounded a little more old man screams at the clouds than I wanted it to. Trust me, I'm a big Max Clark fan. I'm a Tigers fan, so.
I think Max Clark was a part of the group. I don't know if it was just him.
Okay.
I feel like it was a group that made it, and he was a part of them.
I was going to say, there's a lot of last year's draft seemed like there was quite a few influencers for baseball. And
I mean, you talk about nowadays with baseball, with athletes, you kind of go into a whole different realm with social media and all this. You talk about Jarek McClain, the Duke player. That guy's more famous on TikTok than he is as being a Duke basketball player. He's going to be a top 14 pick. Dude's got more followers on TikTok. I guarantee you, if you went up to the street and said Jared McClain, the first thing they would say was probably TikToker instead of basketball player.
What was it? Nash Greer, who was the brother of Will Greer, who was the West Virginia quarterback, has a way bigger following than him. And, you know, it's an awesome thing that you love to see, just any way that you can grow sports. I'm all for it, especially baseball, because there was, I think, a time where, I don't want to say baseball's dying. It's not dying very clearly, but not as many kids are into it as it used to be. Because I remember when I was growing up, at least every kid tried baseball. Not every kid's going to love it, but there always seemed to be like that core group of about 7 or 8 kids that just loved the game and would do anything to play it all the time.
Is that the plot of the movie Sandlot? Aguayo fouls it off.
Stop looking at my computer. I was reading IMDb.
I was like, that sounds like a movie. Adrian Aguayo, the left fielder, up to the plate with a runner on first and third. 2 outs in the inning and an 0-1 count. Burke, after the mound meeting, goes with another strike just over his head on the chopper. He can step on second base, and that's exactly what Garcia does for the force out of Raul Rojas. 3 runs come across, score for Jerome in the top of the first, none for Wood River in the bottom. We go to the second here on mylocalradio.com. This is a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of the 2024 Pocatello Wood Bat Tournament.
Out here, we've always worked remote. Out here, stress usually refers to the pull on a rope. Where a stroll in the city is also a stroll in the great outdoors. Where work is a way of life, and life is good. Out here, the backyards are big, and the deals, they're even bigger. This is southwestern Wyoming, and it's where you can get the biggest deals on a vehicle you want with plenty of hometown hospitality. Heritage Auto, your hometown dealer with the biggest deals.
Friends don't let friends drink bad coffee. Come visit For Pete's Sake for fresh-made coffee, an amazing menu of home-cooked meals, and great company. Visit For Pete's Sake on the corner of 9th and Main, downtown Evanston.
Welcome back here to the 2024 Wood Bat Classic here in Pocatello, Idaho. Jace Andrews and Aaron Poling here bringing you this game between Jerome and Wood River, the third game of the day here on the larger field. 6 will play, so this one, the halfway mark. Trey Burke, who was the pitcher for Jerome, will lead us off as they batted 9 batters last inning. So Burke, who led off with a hit by pitch and came around to score, will now lead off the second as well.
Yeah, I fell behind 0-2 in the count. This is kind of the way the top of the first went for Wood River. Ahead 0-2 on the first hitter, and you plunk them. Then it kind of slowly unraveled from there. Three runs in on one, with only 1 hit in the inning, is a tough pill to swallow.
Nielsen is back on the mound. If you remember, he came in relief of Moya and struck out 2. 3-0 is your score. Burke looking to increase it, takes a strike. Just on the under part of the zone there, says the umpire. 0-1 from the windup. That's scorched into right field. No one can see it. That's going to head all the way back, and a 1-hop off the wall. Burke racing around second. The center fielder, Golb, just got to it. They are going to send him home. The relay throw will not be made. It's an inside the park home run for Trey Burke. 4-0 Jerome.
I mean, even if they saw the ball, it wouldn't have mattered. That ball was crushed. That ball kicked some dust up on the warning track when it landed. Boy, we didn't think that we'd see anyone flirt with the fence today with the wood bat right there.
Did.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a absolute tag. Dayton Van Tassel now steps up and tries to follow that. And, yeah, Byard over there in right field just didn't see it at all. And like you said, even if he did, that one hopped the wall. The same result is happening.
It's kind of a good thing the center fielder took off because they would have had to wait for the ball to rattle off the fence before the right fielder would have turned.
Cut and a miss for Van Tassel. He goes to 1 ball and 1 strike now in the count.
It's kind of interesting, too. They kind of rushed the throw in on the relay. It would have been interesting to see the play if it was a good throw on the relay.
That's outside, 2-1 to Tate. 2 Van Tassels on this team. Xander is the 8 slot. Tate the 2 slot. 2-1 from the windup here. And that's a pop into shallow left field. It's going to drop into no man's land as Aguayo could not get there in time. The shortstop, Capricio, could not get there as well.
I'm not sure the left fielder got a good read on that ball.
Cass couldn't see it, Aguero, and then Casperson, the shortstop, just literally was just looking into the sun.
Yeah, especially when you're not used to playing so shallow. That's a scary thing because you're 3 steps, you're right on top of your shortstop.
Reset the count. We got a new batter as Lane Alano, the catcher, steps in. He takes a strike on the inner part of the zone. Hit that bottom corner on the inner part. Runner at first, a little bit of a slide step foul tipped back into the catcher's masks. And he's going to have to shake that one off just a moment as he is going to just have a quick conversation to make sure everything's all good. Kind of give him a second here. Thompson behind the plate.
Yeah, Wood River only has 1 sub on their lineup card that they gave us. Hopefully he's all right. It's always going to take a second to shake this one off as Coach Brad Thompson's going to come out and check on him.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to. I think what happened, he has that tightened on his chin, kind of hit and maybe routed his cage.
Hey, he's holding his jaw.
Wonder if it kind of knocked it into his side of the head. Yeah, not going to speculate here. We'll have a sub. So probably a lot of fielding changes going to come here.
Yeah, and I'd much rather play it safe with this,
100%. Especially with catchers.
Yeah.
No reason here in game 1 to risk that at all.
And we're not too far removed from, if you remember Alex Avila used to play for the Tigers, he's had sparks fly off his mask from foul balls. He seemed like he's a foul ball magnet, and that's just one thing that it's always better to err on the side of caution. I know it's important to come win this tournament, but what's far more important is that young man's future.
So we'll see if they have the one catcher in the dugout, if they're going to have to reset here. What's going to happen with Wood River?
It's been kind of a tough start to this game. I mean, obviously the score, but just the way it started with 0-2, plunking the batter. You give up a inside the park home run here in the inning. And I don't know if maybe they see the ball if it is an inside the park home run, but it's just one of those circumstances where they couldn't see it in the sun, didn't really have a chance after a throw, as it looks like it's just going to be a catcher coming in from the dugout, straight switch.
Do you want to grab that lineup? I didn't write down the subs.
Yeah.
So we'll have the straight switch here. 32 will come on and be the new catcher.
Can we get the Wood River lineup real quick? Thank you.
So it's going to be Isaac Sandoval as your new catcher.
I think they're
here
giving
in
him
the
a couple.
second. Oh yeah, let him kind of warm back up.
Here's the lineup back. Thank you.
Reset.
It's been kind of a tough day so far for Wood River. I know I've said it already. You lose your catcher on a foul tip, man. That's scary.
0-2, and that's going to be just a Texas leaguer that will be almost caught. Did he catch it? He did not, and now the throw gets away from the shortstop as the second baseman, Moya, had it, and then he had to try and bobble it off his glove, wasn't able to corral it, then on the run toward the outfield, throws it on a hop to Casperson, offline. It's going to end up being, I kind of want to call that a single. That seems like extreme effort.
Yeah, I'd say that's going to go as a single. But for Moya, if he just grabs the ball, takes his time, makes a good throw, he's going to have him by 5 feet.
Up high there on the pitch to the new batter, Brett Harrison, the third baseman. He walked his first time up.
But on a play like that, your internal clock gets sped up because you feel like the runner's going because it's going to be a tough play.
1-0. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at first and second base. Wood River trying to hold the lead at 4 right now as it's 2-1. Obviously started out this inning with the inside the park home run from Trey Burke, who, absolutely lifted one to right center field. And honestly, in a lot of Legion ballparks, that may be gone.
A lot of Legion ballparks, that's 30 feet gone.
Fouled straight back over the head of Sandoval. Count runs even at 2-2.
I just imagine if they're using aluminum bats on that swing.
That ball is sent to the next universe.
I was going to say, look out field, how to look out.
2-2 with 2 on. That's away. Nielsen here on the mound after coming in relief with 1 out in the top of the first. And it's a hot day now. You got the sun coming down on these kids, and it's going to be a tough one. Full count. That's going to hit them. Always hurts when it's 3 balls.
Yeah, I was going to say earlier we talked about getting hit with 2 strikes always feels better as the on-deck batter nearly trips. But not when it's 3-2.
On-deck batter nearly trips. That's funny. Andrew Wilson, the DH, will now step up. He's got a single in today's game, the lefty. Wilson, the 5 slot for the Jerome team. Nielsen. That one's away on the breaking pitch that does not find the zone. I got time. I think he was warning him of a potential balk move.
Looked like he was the umpire was wiping his pants.
And he was telling the pitcher something about it, though. There's a strike.
Yeah, if you go to the mouth, you can't go directly to the ball on the mound.
Mm-hmm.
The old-fashioned 1820 spitter.
What? 1-1. Stayed off there. Not our choice.
We got a text message from Dan Hubbard, who's over at Hawthorne today, saying we look snuggled up under the umbrella.
That's going to be a ball. 2-2.
Talk about it being hot. Jerome chose to wear black jerseys today. That's
bold move, Cotton. 1-2 or 2-2. 3-2. I believe it's 3-2. Scoreboard says 2-2. I believe it's 3-2. It's 3-2. Runner at every base. Cut and a miss. A huge strikeout there for Nielsen on Andrew Wilson.
It did not look like Nielsen was just trying to drive in a single run with that swing.
No, he was sending it to the moon. Now we're going to have time called, and Nielsen gets the strikeout. Will immediately be removed for Landrum Duval as he'll come in and be the new pitcher, so he'll have some time to warm up. We'll take a quick break. Jerome up 4-0 on Wood River. 1 out here in the top of the second inning with Jerome still threatening. You're watching the 2024 Pocatello Woodbat Classic here on MyLocalRadio.com, part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Out here, we've always worked remote. Out here, stress usually refers to the pull on a rope. Where a stroll in the city is also a stroll in the great outdoors. Where work is a way of life, and life is good. Out here, the backyards are big, and the deals, they're even bigger. This is southwestern Wyoming, and it's where you can get the biggest deals on a vehicle you want with plenty of hometown hospitality. Heritage Auto, your hometown dealer with the biggest deals.
Friends don't let friends drink bad coffee. Come visit For Pete's Sake for fresh-made coffee, an amazing menu of home-cooked meals, and great company. Visit For Pete's Sake on the corner of 9th and Main, downtown Evanston.
Distracted driving is dangerous, but some people just can't seem to help themselves. There's the steering wheel propper, the sneaker peeker, the fast roller, the nightlighter. And it's not long until they become the fender benderer, the got a ticketer, the veering off the road, the driver who kills someone. Enough with the phones already. Just put them down.
At Reese Auto Service in Lyman, you will find highly skilled mechanics who will get the job done right the first time. They work on anything from light line jobs of tire alignments, suspension work, and oil changes to heavy line jobs of engine replacement, differentials, and all powertrain components. Make sure all your recreational vehicles are working at top speed by getting them checked at Reese Auto Service in Lyman so your time having fun doesn't end early. Reese Auto Service, 541 State Highway 413, Lyman.
Now batting, it's Mason Garcia here in the top of the second. One out with the new pitcher, Landrum Duval, coming over from third base as Nielsen will go to third. And that's going to be a strike in the upper part of the zone. Garcia popped out to the catcher his last time up.
Yeah, Wood River trying to save as many arms as possible.
0-1. That's outside.
Especially in a game that just kind of doesn't seem like it's their day. You kind of get a sense sometimes early on when things are happening the way they are, just not your day.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Landrum Duval fires a fastball past the swinging bat of Garcia.
But really the good news for Wood River, though, we're talking about how it's not their day and how everything seems to be going wrong. They're only down 4-0.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded. That's inside. Strike 3. Never mind. Caught the inner part of the zone.
It's a nice job coming in, getting a strikeout right off the bat.
Saw that last inning, too, with Nielsen, who came in and got 2 strikeouts.
Sometimes when the pitcher starts to just go wild, you lull the lineup to sleep, and when a pitcher can come in and throw strikes, you'll surprise them.
That's lifted into right field shallow, actually a little bit more deeper, and that's going to take a hop all the way to the wall. 1 run comes across to score. Right behind him is Alano. Harrison rounding third. And it's going to be a bases clearing triple for Noah Bainsley. And right there, Jerome now up 7-0.
That was a good piece of hitting. Got a first pitch fastball and jumped all over it. Clobbered it into the gap. 7-0 already on the Modern Woodmen of American scoreboard.
There's a strike. Xander Van Tassel up. His brother Tate came around to score on that. He was the first run across. 0-1. He'll lift it into right side. Is it going to stay fair? Foul. Fair ball down the right field line. A run will come across to score. And heading for second is Xander with a stand-up double. Back-to-back extra base hits makes it 8-0 now.
Great piece of hitting there. Pitch on the outside corner, goes with the pitch, drives it down that first base line, gets himself a stand-up double. Already an adjustment being made by Wood River. The right fielder is back further than what he started, as a couple of balls have gone by him already, as they've proven they can hit it over his head.
Peyton Jackson steps in to bat his second time up. Struck out looking in his first AB, the right fielder. He is the 9th batter to come to the plate in this inning. So 2 innings in a row, both times they'll at least bat 9. Fouls that one off to make it an even count at 1-1.
Yeah, this Jerome offense, little help to begin, but now they're starting to wake the bats up. 6 hits in the game now. We're not even 2 full at-bats into the game for them.
1 ball and 1 strike, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Big hack, but come-ups with nothing for Peyton Jackson.
Has a good fastball at the top of the zone. It's real hard to lay off that pitch. Looks so tantalizing. Feel like you can crush that one, but it's so hard to get your hands on top of it.
5 runs across. Another one could be standing at second. 1-2. Just low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to the number 9 slot, Peyton Jackson. Jackson, after a strikeout, trying to come back here and produce. 2-2. Low there, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and for Wood River, you got to think. You got a guy who has a hit by a pitch and inside the park home run on deck. He'd like to try and get this out here. 3-2. Hits him in the back arm. He will take first base, and we will have our 10th batter of the inning as it's Trey Burke to come up and bat for a second time.
Yeah, that ball looked like it got him in the
Did not feel good on the elbow.
tricep area. That's a real tender area.
Yeah, they're backing that right fielder up.
He's going to play on the warning track. I don't blame him.
Trey Burke pops it up left side. Will they get there? No. It was Nielsen and Landrum Dubal, the pitcher and third baseman, who went over to that side looking at it, but that's all they could do is look.
Yeah, that pitch got really on the hands there.
He's going for it. He's aggressive. 0-1.
It's always interesting the at-bat after a kid hits a home run, whether it be inside the park or over the fence, what happens next, because that looked like he was trying to get that one over the fence.
Just outside, 1-1. I respect Burke with 1 batting glove, not 2.
Man, that one batting glove's not even on his pitching hand. It's on his glove hand. Little Gary Sheffield stance.
1-1. That's outside.
With the big leg kick and the way that he kind of activates his wrist. It's definitely if you flip Sheffield around. Because who didn't, as a kid, try to mimic Gary Sheffield's stance?
I didn't.
I
That was David Ortiz.
Ah, see, I definitely did.
2-1. That's a pie, 3-1.
What I don't think people realize is just how strong you have to be in your forearms and your wrists just to be able to do that.
Oh, it's the things that you have to do are just wild for these athletes, especially at the major league level, and the things they're doing. 3-1. Burke watches it in the turf for ball 4, and the bases will be loaded after a walk for Trey Burke, his second AB of the inning.
Not that you ever want to walk somebody, but with the way he's swinging the bat and seeing the ball,
Maybe not a bad idea.
not the worst thing in the world. But now you're in a situation where you have to come in with a strike.
Can't walk Tate here. Tate had a single earlier. Or was sitting, in fact. He takes a big hack at a fastball. Tate was the first run to come across to score here in this inning of the 5 that have come across. Or actually the second run, rather. 0-1. That's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded. A walk would force in another run. There's 2 outs here in the top of the second. Wood River down 8-0, trying to make it just 8-0. Tate and Van Tassel at the plate. And that's a little blooper. The shortstop does not make the catch. That's going to send 1 run home, and they will just play station to station. Call it an RBI single for Tate.
It's a tough play there for the shortstop going back, trying to make the over-the-shoulder catch. It's the reason why Willie Mays' catch is always remembered as one of the greatest of all times, because when your back is turned squarely to where the ball came from, it's so hard to track it.
Mm-hmm. Makes it 9-0 and brings up Lane Alano. Hit by a pitch and a single in his 2 ABs. That's high.
So I want to remind you that we still have 3 games coming up. As the next game, I believe, will be the Evanston Outlaws taking on the Bruins.
1-0. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes. We'll have a couple more games coming up for you, not just the Bruins, as I have, 3:30, 6, and 8:30 next
Yes,
times?
sir. Yes, sir.
2-0 here to Alano. Up high. 3-0. Again, a walk would force in another run.
In fact, it'll be Evanston taking on the Bruins, Stansbury taking on Green River out of Wyoming, and then Evanston and Ridgeline to end the night.
3-0. There's a strike. All the way was Lane Alano taking.
We are about an hour into this one. Remember, time limits are a factor. Cannot start an inning after 2 hours of play.
3-1. Off the glove. Hey, we made the catch. That's going to be a walk to force in a run here. Moves Burke up to third. Tate will go to second. Coming home to score is Peyton Johnson. Lane Alano on the walk will take first, and Brett Harrison, who has been walked and hit by a pitch, will now step into the batter's box. 10-0 your score. We're nowhere close, but even not in the right inning.
No.
It's the run rules are 20 after 3, 15 after 4, 10 after 5. Up high for Brett Harrison.
It feels like fatigue starting to creep in on the mound. I mean, it's a hot day, been out there forever, it feels like. Tons of those little black rubber pellets in the mound as well, just the sun beating down on you.
1-0. That's going to be over his head. Two balls and no strikes. And a swing there, popped right side. Second baseman Garcia makes the catch and puts this inning to bed. 10 runs are now on the board for Jerome, 7 in the top of the second, as we have 13 batters come up to the plate. We go to the bottom of the second inning here on MyLocalRadio.com, part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
It's lunchtime, and I'm stuck at the office.
Jackalope, the big game is on. I can't miss it just to pick up groceries.
Jackalope.
Mom, I need supplies for my school project.
Jackalope.
Doing the hopping for your shopping. Jackalope Delivery, 307-679-7174.
Jackalope.
Welcome back here to the bottom of the second inning, as it's Nolan Casperson, Jose Maya, and Tyler Nielsen be up. Casperson, the shortstop, Maya, the second baseman. Nielsen was the pitcher, now the third baseman. They'll be the three to come up here and face Burke in this bottom of the second inning. And Burke, one kind of thing you do have to watch out for, he came up to bat twice that inning, was on base once on a walk, had the inside the park home run to lead off that inning. And so you look at this and think, all right, well, now he's got to go out there and pitch.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably lucky the inside the park home run was the first at-bat of the inning.
Oh, yeah.
Get a long time to catch your breath. But I'm more thinking about the amount of times in between his last pitch to his first pitch of this inning. We talked about earlier in the first inning of it being a long time in between his warm-ups and that one. It's even longer this time. So we'll see how he responds to that. First half inning, he kind of got a little too quick with his windup. Ended up walking the first hitter, settled in.
10-0 your score. Nolan Casperson, the shortstop, be up. First pitch is a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 10-0 your score.
If you're Wood River, I mean, still got a lot to play for.
2-0. Burke here again. You have 7 runs in the top half. You're looking for a shutdown inning, so trying to hit the strike zone. 2-0. Doesn't find it there. 3-0.
To me, it's just windup just seems like it's really quick getting his feet and his footwork in.
3-0. That's inside as well, so a 4-pitch walk to lead off the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, and I do think that the long layoff has something to do with that. It's just, it's a warm day, so it's easier to get warm up quickly, but when you're in between innings and it's a 40-minute top of the second inning, it's real hard to get your rhythm back on the mound.
That pitch is away, so now 5 balls in a row here in the bottom of the second for Trey Burke. Let's have technically a double play in order. Should he roll it? 1-0. There's a strike, outer part of the zone. That outer part has been something that throughout this past couple days to start off this tournament, a place that pitchers have liked to go to try and kind of get back in the strike zone, so to say. Pickoff attempt is not in time. It's a good move, but it is not going to be in time as sliding back in safely as Casperson.
Yeah, you're up 10-0. I'd like to see him go after the hitter here.
1-1. There's a strike, inner part of the zone. Backing off the plate was Jose Maya.
Just in the grand scheme of things, the only thing that runner on first base is a stat. It's whether you give up an earned run or not.
Just misses there. 2-2.
Yeah, the difference between the frames there on the strike call and that one is the strike call he kind of held it. That one he snatched it back in.
Ball is up and away. Count will go full, and Burke at risk of walking his second batter in a row.
And when an umpire sees you pull your hand back that far, it kind of is a dead giveaway. It's off the plate.
That one's away. It's ball 4. The runners will move up anyway, but he may have a shot at third as he takes a long loop around second, but ultimately does decide to keep his second base bag.
Last thing you want to do is give Jerome any momentum after back-to-back walks to start the inning. As if you're Wood River, you want to try to scratch across runs. You're going to have multiple games left in this tournament. Opportunities just to get going.
Outside there. 1 ball, no strikes. There is a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners at first and second for Wood River. Down by 10, looking to scratch across anything here. Quick there with the windup. Doesn't find the zone on the fastball, up and away. 2 balls, 1 strike to the batter, Tyler Nielsen, who started out at second base, came in to pitch for a little bit, now the third baseman. That time, just a tick behind the fastball. Count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Landon Byard, the right fielder, on deck.
Got to imagine that's something he's going to learn from.
He saw the speed. 2-2. Nice pick by the catcher, Alano.
Looked like Sergei Bobrovsky right there with the glove save.
No. This is baseball.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not stick puck.
I don't know what we call that there. Swing and a miss. It's a strikeout for Trey Burke, his second of the day, as he gets the first out with a K in the bottom of the second.
It's a good job right there recognizing that he's just behind the fastball the entire at-bat. No need to fool around with anything else.
Landon Byard, the 9 slot, is the new batter, and catcher calls time. We had a time from Wood River. Time from Wood River, it looks like. Have a little bit of a meeting over there on that third base line.
Part coach, part psychologist.
Mental aspect.
I was just trying to do anything you can. Just keep your kids engaged, and this is a tough way to start your tournament.
10-0. Jerome's pitcher, Trey Burke. There's a fastball on the strike zone. Burke's having confidence with that fastball. Probably going to see a heavy dose of it.
Absolutely, especially with the score the way it is.
Quick pitch that one, and cuts and misses, as I truly do think the quick pitch got him there on Landon Byard. Kind of felt like he needed to swing. 0-2 from Burke. He's feeling confident and the rhythm is there. Quickly watches the second guy at second and gets a cut and a miss for strikeout number 3 on the day and strikeout number 2 in the inning.
it's a nice job bouncing back. Struggled a little bit the first 2 batters, but has found it. And, I think a lot of that is he's finally starting to get back into rhythm after the top half of the inning. Pitchers love having run support, but sometimes just sitting around for so long wears on you.
It's going to be inside on the catcher, Isaac Sandoval. He came in to replace Carter Thompson back in that second inning. Cutting a miss from Sandoval. 1-1. Those runners still at first and second after back-to-back walks led off the inning. Burke trying to make sure they don't go anywhere else. That hits Sandoval. That'll load the bases.
Well, first at bat of the game, you get plunked. You also get thrown to catching duties late or halfway through the game, just to
get thrown in there, thrown in the fire. Inside, that's going to get away, and they will have the first run of the game for Wood River as on the pass ball.
Well, it's a good job by Wood River. Sometimes when you have things go the way it has for them the first inning and a half, you can give up, but instead they continue to battle as Burke's going back to the mound, faking like he's going to Trevor Bauer that baseball into our broadcast team over at Halliwell.
They're going to take the ball away from him. His day will be done. And we'll put it in the glove of a new player. We'll take a quick break here, but when we come back, we'll give you the name of that player taking over, as it's a 10-1 ball game here. Jerome over Wood River with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. We appreciate you joining us here on MyLocalRadio.com.
Auto, home, life, renters, and business all have
2024 Pocatello Woodbat Classic.
Auto, home, life, renters, and business all have one thing in common. They all need insurance. Choosing the right agent is always hard. Choose the agent that takes a professional and individual approach to each client. At Farmers Insurance in Lyman, you will find that agent. Farrell is a down-to-earth person who loves hunting, fishing, and above all, his family. Come in and visit him and his friendly staff for a quote today at 37 Mountain Meadow Street, Suite B in Lyman.
At Wi-Hi, we are with you is more than just 3 simple words. It encompasses the principles we live by to serve our members and local communities. So if you're looking to keep your banking relationships local with a partner who will always be there for you, look to us. We're Wi-Hi. We're Wyoming. We're with you. Visit wyhi.org to learn how you can be a part of something bigger today.
Welcome back here to Pocatello, Idaho. It's Caleb Jones, the new pitcher on the mound, replacing Trey Burke. Expect Burke still to bat, so probably keep him in the lineup in that aspect. First pitch is lifted to center field. Right there is Golb. 1 pitch, 1 out. Caleb Jones does his job and limits the damage to just 1 run in the bottom of the second. Top of the third coming your way here. You're watching a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of the 2024 Pocatello Woodbat Classic here on MyLocalRadio.com, part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Hiking in the summer, hunting in the fall, and sledding in the winter are a vital part of living in Lyman, Wyoming. Visiting the historic Heritage Park with its splash pad and updated playground are a must for summertime activities. Visit the new Frisbee Golf Course and make new memories with your family and friends. The town of Lyman is a quiet, peaceful place with some of the best residents in the state. Stop in today and make some new friends and memories that will last forever.
Dad, I feel like I got something in my eye.
Let me have a look. Natural protective features of the eye, such as eyebrows, eyelids, eyelashes, and tears, are not always enough. I've been helping people for 14 years, removing anything from metal, glass, or plastic from their eyes. I've even removed a bug that flew into my own eye. At Uinta Eye and Vision, we can help you find the perfect eye protection for playing sports or performing hazardous work to help prevent eye injuries.
Call Uinta Eye and Vision today to schedule your appointment to protect your precious eyesight. Uinta Eye and Vision, 307-789-3937.
Welcome back here to the 2024 Pocatello Woodbat Classic. As guess what? We have the coach warming up with the pitcher because they're out of catchers. So put on a helmet, man. You're in.
Yeah. It's been a tough day for Wood River. And, you know, the best thing about baseball is they're going to come back. They're going to do it again tomorrow, and it could be a whole nother different day. It just got off to a wonky start for them, and it just hasn't really flattened out yet.
It's the best and the worst thing about baseball. No matter what happens the day before, there's a game tomorrow.
Absolutely. You're going to get plenty of opportunities as got to finish out pool play as they're in the pool with obviously Jerome because they're playing Jerome, Stanberry, and Green River, which those two teams will play next. It'll be interesting to see how, you know, Wood River bounces back, how Jerome, how they fare tomorrow, because they're going to play against a couple different teams, and sometimes you can lull yourself to sleep with a game like this where you put up 10 runs, it's 10-1 on the Modern Woodmen of America scoreboard. You kind of lull yourself to sleep thinking, okay, our offense is tremendous when they've gotten a lot of help from Wood River in this game. So it'll be just very interesting to see how Jerome attacks Stanberry and Green River tomorrow.
We're going to have all of the guys coming up here as looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. So I'm going to need the lineup back because number 4 is not the guy here. Maybe I should just write down the subs now. I just thought, oh, we don't need them. What's the point? Take a picture of it this time.
Can we get the Jerome lineup again? I'm just going to take a picture of it, sorry. Thank you. Close to out of subs, though.
Oh, great. Oh, there's number 4. Now batting number 4, Nolan Hartzell is your batter. Nolan will replace the DH Andrew Wilson as no more DH.
On the mound here, you just want to continue to attack. You want to try to get out of this inning unscathed, clearly, but you might have to wear one, so just attack, attack, attack.
Hartzell on the ground to the shortstop. Casperson across the diamond in time. Andrew Wilson was the DH. He was DHing for Nolan Hartzell, who was the first baseman. Now there's no DH.
Nicely done. Check that out on the instant replay. Or we won't. We apologize for that.
Or we won't. Oh, buddy.
It's not been the day for that type of stuff, I guess.
That's not been the day, no. 1 out. There's his strike. 0-1. New batter is Mason Garcia, the second baseman. He has popped out and struck out. That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning.
I want to remind you that this 3rd inning is brought to you by Uinta Iron Vision, where our vision is to improve yours.
I'd like to improve my vision. Maybe I should go to Uinta.
Stop by Evanston on the way home.
1-1. Down low.
I mean, like, that's not stopping by. That's going.
I was about to say, it's not really stopping, but still. I get what you're saying.
2 hours out of your way.
2 balls, 1 strike to the batter, Garcia. Just high there. Landrum Duval still on the mound. They star our account. Lots of moving pieces in this game. 3-1 to Garcia. Through the legs of Sandoval, it's a walk, and Garcia's going to sprint down to first just to maybe go to second. No, he stays.
Maybe in a
closer game.
Yeah.
Not when it's 10-1.
I do like hustling down, though, because you never know what could happen. It seems crazy that you'd be able to take second on a walk and a pass ball, but I've seen a catcher slip and fall on his way to the ball.
Poor guy.
Yeah. And then that's when, you take that hard turnaround first, then you could take the bag.
Nolan Banzi had a triple last time up.
Well, bringing a lefty on the mound not be the worst thing against this Jerome team. The lineup is stacked with left-handers.
It's also hard for a lefty, though, because you're used to seeing righties on the mound, so you have pitches like that where it's a little bit more inside.
It's true.
1 ball, no strikes, but I do get what you're saying. Lefty is definitely advantage pitcher.
Yeah, and it kind of means more as you get older.
Correct.
Here it's not such a different thing.
Runner takes off. They're going to pick off to first, but he's just going to get a stolen bag out of it.
He paused at the very top. Went over after he saw the runner go. Just didn't make a good throw. Hard over there at first base to dig it out and turn fire. Jerome stays aggressive.
1-0. Just a bit high. It's going to be a strike, though.
Eh, 10-1 game. Maybe the ump's starting to expand the zone a bit.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner on here in the top of the third. 10-0 the score. Jerome on top. That's going to be strike 3 there. Or strike 2, rather. Excuse me.
But if you're Wood River, though, if you can put a 0 up on the scoreboard here, get a chance to do it again, that's momentum heading into tomorrow.
1-2. And he's going to step off. Little fake move to second. Does not throw it, though. That's going to be just away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at second base is Mason Garcia. Walked just a batter ago and then stole second during this AB. Two. Fouled, left side, out of play as Mason Garcia would have been off to the races had that been going, but instead he stays put at second. Nielsen at third. Watched it. Never had a chance, though.
Yeah, and usually your dugout's there to tell you, fence, how much further you have to go, but there's no players in the dugout that can come into this game for Wood River.
2-2. Strike 3. Outer part of the zone and going down for a second strikeout is Noah Bainsley.
It's a nice pitch on the outside corner right there. So I wonder if they're going to have a conversation about possibly the runner at second relaying signs home, switching it up a bit. Just because there's been a couple times there's been some Jerome runners out there that look like they're flashing hand signs to a batter.
That's a very fair thing to do. I mean, at this point, I guess their baseball careers, that's about time where they start kind of looking for that. First pitch is away from the catcher, Sandoval to Xander Van Tassel.
I love it. If you can figure out the catcher signs and you can relay it home for an advantage, go for it. I love that. It's what, obviously, when people start talking about stealing signs, they think of, the Astros using a trash can and a TV monitor. No, if you're standing on second base and you can figure out the other team's signs, I am 100% for it. That's part of the reason why I don't love PitchCom, but I 100% get it.
1 ball, no strikes. Just a bit outside, 2-0. Xander Van Tassel today doubled and has been hit by a pitch, so 1 for 1. Has scored 1 run. That was back in the last inning. He's got a potential RBI standing for him on third. 2-0. Inside and a little bit on the dirt as well as it bounces away from Sandoval. Blocks it, and that will remain that runner at third in Mason Garcia. Wood River trying to have a clean inning for the first time today thus far. 3 runs allowed in the first, 7 allowed in the second. 3-0 here to the 8th slot, Xander Van Tassel. There's a strike, outer part of the zone. 3-1. That's in the dirt as well, and so it will be a ball and a walk for Xander Van Tassel. He reaches for a third straight plate appearance.
What I love about catchers, man, they always grind. That's a tough block in the dirt. Bounces up, especially on this turf. It's going to bounce up high on you. You're used to the ball hitting you kind of in the stomach area. That one's going to come up, catch you higher in the chest, and those never feel good. But, man, back there the catcher's just continuing to grind on a hot day. He's had some long innings out there, even though he's only been in for – this is his first full inning.
Fernando Cordon will be a pinch hitter here, as he will pinch hit for Peyton Johnson. Johnson was hit by a pitch, scored a run, and struck out today. Close the book for him.
Yeah, if you're Wood River and that runner goes, you can try to throw him out here.
He goes. It's a good steal, though, so they're not even going to try it.
Not with that jump. That's not stolen off the catcher. That's completely stolen off the pitcher. He got a really good read, really good jump. A pitcher on the mound, when he kicks his leg like that, he kicks his leg to first base, then brings it parallel to the mound.
0-1. Gets away from the catcher, Sandoval. That's going to push across a run, and Mason Garcia. Make it 11-0.
And the point I was making about that is that when a pitcher does that, it's easier to get off the bag on them just because you see a different motion and then it goes into the leg coming parallel. By that time, you're already 3 steps off the bag. Even if he does pick off to first, it's not going to be quick enough.
1-1. Gonna be a little low there in the dirt, so 2-1 will be the ball and strike count. Do have that runner standing on third and Xander Van Tassel. Fernando Cordon is the new batter right here. He is pinch hitting. He has a 2-1 count for his first AB of this game. 2 outs in the inning, 1 run across. There is a strike to even up the count at 2-2. Fernando shakes his head at the call.
I like to see the pitcher on the mound hold this one a little bit. In the box, the left heel, batter's on his toe. If you can hold it for a while, that does kind of start to wear on the hitter.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. In the dirt, 3-2.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone Johnny Cueto with the runner on base.
A little hezzy.
I don't know if you can, to be honest.
It's kind of illegal, but that's besides the point. I won't mention it. 11-1 the score. 3-2. Bounces up there. Sandoval puts a shoulder into it to make sure it doesn't go anywhere.
He's grinding back there, man. I'm thoroughly impressed with him. Just the work ethic and the heart. It's been a tough day back there for him.
Especially coming in on
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go. Caleb Jones, the pitcher, will now step up to bat. He will have his first AB as he came in to replace Trey Burke. Burke had a walk, a hit by a pitch, and an inside the park home run, so a lot to follow here for Caleb. 2 outs in the inning and a poke on the first pitch into right field. Second baseman Garcia, basket catch for out number 3. A run does come across to score, so it's 11-1 as we head to the bottom of the third here. You're watching a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of the 2024 Pocatello Wood Bat Classic here on MyLocalRadio.com, part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Auto, home, life, renters, and business all have one thing in common. They all need insurance. Choosing the right agent is always hard. Choose the agent that takes a professional and individual approach to each client. At Farmers Insurance in Lyman, you will find that agent. Farrell is a down-to-earth person who loves hunting, fishing, and above all, his family. Come in and visit him and his friendly staff for a quote today at 37 Mountain Meadow Street, Suite B in Lyman.
At Y-Hi, We're With You is more than just 3 simple words. It encompasses the principles we live by to serve our members and local communities. So if you're looking to keep your banking relationships local with a partner who will always be there for you, look to us. We're Y-Hi. We're Wyoming. We're with you. Visit yhi.org to learn how you can be a part of something bigger today.
Welcome back here to the 2024 Pocatello Woodbat Classic. Jace Andrews along with Aaron Poling, as we appreciate you joining us for an 11-1 ball game with Jerome on top of Wood River. Wood River will have 3, 4, and 5 up here in the bottom of the third.
This game's all about building momentum heading into tomorrow for both teams. For Jerome, you don't want to screw around and let the dog back into the fight. You want to continue to go out there, pound the zone, force them to put the ball in play. And if they can hit themselves back into this game, you tip your cap to them. Last thing you want to do is start walking runners on base and allowing them free passes.
Slater Landron Duval. Again, that all name, but tongue twister. Slater here will watch a pitch that goes up in the zone, so it's going to be 1 ball, no strike count.
There's just so many aspects to how he's all named. Just the full name, first name being Slater is pretty cool too, not going to lie.
High pop-up into shallow left field. Coming on and making the catch is Bainsley for out number 1. 2 pitches, 1 out for Caleb Jones after he had 1 pitch, 1 out in the bottom of the second.
He's pretty efficient, I would say. I mean, doesn't get much more economical than that. I mean, if you can.
Unless it was 1 pitch.
Yeah, I guess technically there is a way to be more efficient. No, you're right.
You want me to be the smart butt here? Or?
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Raul Rojas up. He walked his first time. He watches a pitch up in the zone for ball 1.
I will recommend to the pitcher for this big guy, get that breaking ball down a bit more.
Yeah, that's going to be a little too high. He may send to the next stratosphere. Maybe like that, but he doesn't get all of it. Into the air, the shortstop and center fielder colliding, and it's going to be Van Tassel with the catch. It's actually not Van Tassel. We got some substitutions out there. Let's go see who that is.
That was interesting. The shortstop was going back on it, and I'm not sure if the wind picked up or something, but the way the shortstop is going back on it, you think that would have been in left center field. Center fielder catches that ball in pretty straight away center. But good job by the center fielder calling him off and taking charge. That's his ball.
That is Van Tassel. Tatum Van Tassel with the catch, and there's 2 gone in the inning.
The one thing about a high breaking ball, though, is when you hit a breaking ball with the spin off the bat, the ball just seems to jump off the bat, so you got to get that low.
Cut and a miss for the batter, Andrew Aguayo. He hit a fielder's choice in his first debut back in the first inning. 0-1. Foul tipped at the plate. It's just outside there on the 0-2 pitch.
I think he's trying to drop down sidearm and throw a knuckleball. I looked over to the dugout because they were calling his name, and someone was giving him the knuckleball motion.
Let's see if he does it again.
That was the knuckleball. Just
nowhere close.
46-foot knuckleball, that's all. But, hey, if you're going to try something in a game, 2 outs, bottom of the third, up 11-1, now's the time. Yeah. Especially up 0-2 in the count.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. On the ground, the shortstop, Van Tassel, boots it momentarily. Throw not in time. Safe. A single, or rather E6 for Adrian Aguayo.
Good hustle by Aguayo down the line. We've talked about this game's building momentum. Any base runner you can get, you're trying to build momentum heading into tomorrow. You got 2 more pool games, and you want to see if you can sneak your way into the gold and try to show that this was just kind of a one-off day that just wasn't your day.
Nolan Gasperson, the shortstop, watches a pitch that stays high. 1-0, 2 outs. Jones looks in, gets the sign. Check on the runner, quick pitch, a cut and a miss. Casperson tried to put a charge into it.
Number 82 on his back. That's an interesting baseball number. You don't see that real often.
Especially for a pitcher.
I kind of wonder why he has that number.
Again, the slide step. This time no strike, though, as it goes to 2-1.
If I remember correctly, I think there's a player in the NHL that wears the same number by the same name of Caleb Jones. So I wonder if that's just purely coincidental or if that could be the reason.
Maybe he is the NHL player.
Ooh.
You ever think of that?
No, I didn't.
2-1.
I like that, though.
3-1. Yeah, it's his day off, you know. He had his season ended. He's not with the Panthers or the Oilers, so. Throw down on the steal. It was a strike, so did have a shot to get him there. He is cleanly into second, though, as Aguayo steals. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now, and Nolan Casperson at the plate looking for a pitch from Caleb Jones. Right back to us. I'd have caught it. Full count remains.
I'd have lifted the umbrella for you to catch it, too.
I know. Literally, I did this to not get tan lines, and I have a tan line. Hideaway, ball 4.
Now, I will guarantee you one thing that I will not have after the end of the day is tan lines. Unless you count sunburn lines as tan lines, but I think those are 2 different things.
It's red, but it'll be brown. But there's a line, and I'm like, how did that happen? I literally had my, whatever. New batter and a swing and a miss is Jose Moya, a pitcher for start this game, now the second baseman for Wood River.
Huge gap over on the right side of the field if you can shoot it that way.
0-1, great breaking ball. He's been trying to throw that pitch for the past 4 pitches. Absolute dot right there.
Yeah, why throw the knuckleball when you can throw that thing? Holy cow.
Watch a fastball here. 0-2. Exactly what it was, just a little high.
That's a great pitch. I know you were talking with Anthony yesterday on the broadcast about the best pitch after a breaking ball down and away is that fastball in the same tunnel right there. Just like that.
1-2. There it is. Strike 3 of the fastball, outer part of the zone. 11-1 remains the score again. Another 0 put on the board for Jerome. 2 zeros in 3 innings for them. We will go to the top of the 4th here. You're watching the 2024 Pocatello Woodbat Classic on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation here on mylocalradio.com, part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Hey, Dad, can I go play outside?
Yes, you can, but don't forget your sunglasses. Did you know that sunglasses with UV protection can help lower your risk of eye calluses, early cataracts, and macular degeneration? At Uinta Eye and Vision, we can help you find the perfect pair of prescription or non-prescription sunglasses from companies like Ray-Ban, Oakley, Maui Jim, and more. Call Uinta Eye and Vision today to protect your eyes from the sun.
Uinta Eye and Vision, 307-789-3937. Uinta Eye and Vision, 789 eyes.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in the industrial construction and support services since 1982. We have the crews and equipment for hydro excavation, dirt and equipment hauling, as well as produced and potable water hauling. We also offer septic tank cleaning services, portable toilets, and roll-off dumpster rentals for facility shutdowns, on location or for your next outdoor event. Call us today to discuss how we can help with your next project. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
We got a new pitcher on the mound. It's Raul Rojas, the first baseman for Wood River, as he steps in to toe the rubber here in the top of the 4th inning, down 11-1 and facing 2, 3, and 4 into this dangerous Jerome lineup.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to come in, you're going to get the heart of the order, so it's a good challenge on the mound. Just come in, try to fire strikes, and see what you can do. It's an 11-1 game. I mean, there's not really much pressure on. You're just trying to basically get out of this game. If you can muster up the offense to get back into it, that'd be awesome. You only got a half hour left to play in this game, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, barely that. We do have a pinch hitter, though, in the 3 slot. Looks like Benny Hoffman will take over for Lane Alano, the catcher.
We are into the top of the 4th inning, so keep in mind that if Jerome were to score 5 and then able to shut the door in the bottom half of the inning, that would end the game.
It would. In that case, though, honestly, if you score 5, you got to think that's also got to be time limit, too.
Yeah.
11-1 your score. Raul Rojas, new pitcher.
I'd like to remind you that we have the Bruins taking on Evanston coming up after this game.
Just a bit outside there. 1 ball, no strikes. Rojas, the untucked jersey, as he stares down the pitch. just a bit outside.
It's kind of interesting. Most of his warm-up tosses, he didn't go through a full windup. He just kind of got out there and threw them.
2-0 in the turf.
And I do think on a mound like this, it's something that is important to really get your footwork down on the turf because it's a little bit different than what you'd think of a normal mound.
3-0 count. Ball 4, quick walk to Tatum Van Tassel.
Jerome continues to stay patient, not forcing anything. Sometimes you get a big lead like this, hitters go up there just automatically wanting to swing the bat. Instead, they're taking what's given to them. It's a good approach because you want to keep that approach throughout the rest of the tournament.
Benny Hoffman, new batter. He watches the ball low. (1-0) with Van Tassel at first. Rojas finds the zone there, but it's fouled away by Hoffman.
Another thing that baseball is getting away from is another way to steal signs is stealing the sign off the third base coach. They're going more to the wristband with the information on it.
1-1. Goes a bit high. 2-1. I think that's more or less just for, like you kind of said, so that it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That's just on the offensive side of things.
Yeah, it's just a little aspect of the game that I love to try to pick the other third base coach's signs.
2-1. Chopper, third base line. It's going to be Nathan across the diamond, not in time. And now racing to third is Tatum Van Tassel. Heads up base running there as no one was covering third because it was Nielsen at third who had to go get the ball. It's a single on the chopper. Another pinch hitter as it's Kaysen Olpa. Cuts at the first pitch he sees on the fastball, goes right through it.
Well, if there's something you have that's a little slower than your fastball, I'd go to it here. He was way out in front of that pitch.
No balls and one strike. That pitch stays low, 1-1. One ball, one strike. Cut and a miss for strike number 2 on Olpa.
Pretty good pitch on the outside corner at the knees. Way ahead here. Don't want to give him anything too good to hit. If you can go to that same spot, I think that'd be successful.
1-2. Big cut, big miss. The breaking ball gets him. Olpa down swinging for the strikeout.
This is a really good breaking ball right there, especially in an at-bat where the hitter's out in front, out on their front foot. If you can speed them up, then slow it down, you'll be a great pitcher.
Noah Hortzel will be the batter. Takes a strike his first time up. He grounded out to the shortstop.
You know, it's funny on the mound right now, pitcher throws about the same arm angle as when Jones was trying to drop down.
Almost hits the batter Hartzell on that pitch, 1-1.
It's kind of luckily for the right-handed batters, he does start on the first base side of the rubber. If he started on the third base side of the rubber, that ball's almost coming from behind you.
1-1. That's going to be just a bit inside there, 2-1.
Definitely an arm angle you don't see real often.
2-1. There's the strike, 2-2.
Nice fastball dotted down and away. And from that arm angle, that feels like that ball is just continuing to go away and away and away.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on. That's a breaking pitch that almost had the back door there. Doesn't find it, though. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Could see that runner at first take off here on the pitch, even with 1 out.
Yeah, it keeps you out of the double play.
Runner stays put, 3-2. It's going to be popped into foul territory, first base side. Sandoval, it's going to be into the stands.
My guess is probably the only reason why not is up by 10.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I don't think.
One on top, which I think in this situation, say it does happen, you get a strikeout in the throwdown, you're down the inning. So
yeah,
it's just whenever it gets to 3-2 with that runner on first, you always got a question.
No, you're right.
Rojas, strike 3 called. Noah Hortzel watches it go right by him there. The backwards K for the second out here brings up Mason Garcia. Now we're going to have another pinch hitter. Let me go look and see who that is.
Jerome getting a lot of their starters off their feet. It's going to be a long tournament. We're going to be here till Saturday. Get your players some rest today.
I'm going to say Hunter Lobiter. 1 ball to Hunter. Still runners in the corners here with 2 outs. Rojas doesn't find the zone on the first pitch, but the second one catches the inner part. 2 outs here in the inning. Rojas still a chance to get a clean inning. 1-1. Popped in the air. Rojas takes off his hat. They're all converging. No one has it. No one at second. Run comes across the score. And I tell you, it's just one of those days.
Yeah, if you're Rojas, though, get out of the way. You don't want the pitcher having to deal with going up and down the mound trying to make a play on that. That's on the second baseman and the shortstop to figure that one out. Where it landed, I'd guess probably more shortstop. Just because you don't want your pitcher to trip trying to find the ball.
That's not his ball. 12-1 the score, and now the runner at first and second as we go to Noah Bainsley.
But it's interesting at this level because you tell kids to do that, but then most of the time you have your center fielder on the mound who's like, I field fly balls all day. Let me get this one.
Yeah, they're playing every position. 1-0. Way outside.
You know, the major leagues, you get up there, and I'm not going to say that not all major league pitchers are athletes, but there's just some of them where it's you don't want them on the mound trying to field that ball.
2-0. 3-0. I think the bigger thing is pitchers are athletes, but they are nowhere near the athletes of the first, second, third, short, doesn't matter. Second baseman. When a pop fly comes to the infield, it's not the pitcher's job anymore.
Yeah.
There's a strike on the 3-0 count.
You don't think Hunter Green's as good of an athlete as Ellie De La Cruz?
No.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's as good an athlete as Ellie De La Cruz.
That's what I say. I think Ellie is better than literally anybody. So it's a strike. Three, 2. Runners go. That's ball 4. Yeah, you're throwing down. It doesn't matter.
Hey, what are they caught
I like
stealing?
the little stare down.
What are they caught stealing? Let them know.
Whoa.
Hey.
Gotta be quicker than that. Brings up Xander Van Tassel with the bases loaded and 2 outs. 12-1 the score. There is a strike on the inner part.
Nice pitch on the inner third. You're Van Tassel. You're at risk of sawing your bat off going after that one. Oof.
There's a strike.
That's pretty.
0-2. Time called.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting a pitching change.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have a new pitcher on the mound in the top of the 4th inning. Wood River down 12-1 as time starting to wind down on this one. You're watching a First Bank of Wyoming presentation here on MyLocalRadio.com, part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
It's lunchtime, and I'm stuck at the office.
Jackalope, the big game is on. I can't miss it just to pick up groceries.
Jackalope.
Mom, I need supplies for my school project.
Jackalope.
Doing the hopping for your shopping. Jackalope Delivery, 307-679-7174.
Jackalope. Hiking in the summer, hunting in the fall, and sledding in the winter are a vital part of living in Lyman, Wyoming. Visiting the historic Heritage Park with its splash pad and updated playground are a must for summertime activities. Visit the new Frisbee Golf Course and make new memories with your family and friends. The town of Lyman is a quiet, peaceful place with some of the best residents in the state. Stop in today and make some new friends and memories that will last forever.
Dad, I feel like I got something in my eye.
Let me have a look. Natural protective features of the eye, such as eyebrows, eyelids, eyelashes, and tears, are not always enough. I've been helping people for 14 years, removing anything from metal, glass, or plastic from their eyes. I've even removed a bug that flew into my own eye. At Uinta Eye and Vision, we can help you find the perfect eye protection for playing sports or performing hazardous work to help prevent eye injuries.
Call Uinta Eye and Vision today to schedule your appointment to protect your precious eyesight. Uinta Eye and Vision, 307-789-3937.
Welcome back here to the 2024 Pocatello Woodbat Classic. Jace Andrews, Aaron Poling here with you. 12-1 the score, 0-2 is the count, and considering the pitch count, that was the reason Raul Rojas was taken off the mound. They want to make sure he's available for the rest of the week.
As a pitcher, this is a dream scenario. All the hard work's done. You get to come in, try to throw your nastiest stuff. Yeah. As a batter, this isn't fun. You get to see one kid for 2 pitches. He dots you 2 perfect pitches, and now you have another pitcher coming on. He's kind of judging by his warm-ups. He's been a little erratic too, so he's got a wicked arm angle too. If that's reined in, that's going to be tough to hit. I don't know. Whatever you got, that's not a fastball. Go ahead and throw it.
Yeah, may as well see it. Runner at every base for Jerome. 12-1 the score. 0-2 the count. 2 outs to the 8th slot. Xander Van Tassel. Looks in 0-2. Away for a ball 1-2.
That's a pretty good 0-2 pitch. Something you're not going to get hurt on. The last thing you ever want to do is give up a hit 0-2. It's a finable offense in the majors.
Byard the pitcher in the turf there. 2-2.
I'm fairly sure a lot of coaches I've had would have fined me money too if I gave up hits 0-2 if they could legally.
Legally we can't, but you owe us $20.
Yeah. Just had to look over. You got the look, you knew exactly what it meant.
2-2. That's outside. 3-2. Byard coming in from right field to pitch here.
So this at bat, if it ends in a walk, would go to the last pitcher.
Runner go, and that'll be a ball 4.
So somehow, technically, that walk goes to.
Correct. That's the last pitcher.
Aguaro.
It's also his run, and that batter is also his. So
Yeah.
that guy on first is still his.
Yeah.
It's one of the only ways, in fact, the only way that a pitcher can leave the game, and yet 4 runs could still be on his line.
Yeah, but look, he was off 0-2.
That's where it sucks.
That's a tough walk to put to your stat line.
You're sitting there thinking, really? Here's Fernando Cordon. 2 outs. And the breaking ball has not found the zone here.
Just all the weird things that make baseball great, you know? If it was straightforward, it wouldn't be as much fun.
No. It'd be way less fun. 1-0. That's going to be up high as well. Bases loaded here. Still threatening, and about 10 minutes left in this game. For time purposes, they will have to finish the bottom half, though. That's a foul ball. Well struck down the right field side, though. 2-1.
Run rule purposes, not that it's much going to matter with only 13 minutes left to play. The game-ending run's on first right now.
Well, they'll have to play the bottom half, though. So technically, though, they would have to score 8. If they score 20, then technically we're already past the third, so then the run rule would go into effect immediately.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Another weird thing about baseball.
On the ground. What a pick by Rojas. It's foul, though.
That's a great play.
They can fly now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That's a great play. Great play. Yeah, because technically it's 20 after 3. Well, you got to 20, and it's after 3.
Yeah.
It's 15 after 4. You're not after 4, though, because 4.
Yeah, true.
2-2. Now it's 3. It was 3-2. Ball 4.
Probably got away with a balk, too, there.
Yeah, I kind of think that he got a little surprised by that runner coming down. Caleb Jones will step in. Popped out his last time up.
Pink wood bat. I like it.
Love it. That's away. 0-2. What am I saying? There's 2 outs. 0-1. 1-0. It's been a long game.
We got 3 more, baby.
I was saying game. Forget day.
We got 3 more games, by the way. Evanston with the Bruins coming up next.
1-0. Little roller. Shortstop across. Pick. In time.
What a pick counts over there at first. That's a great scoop over at first, man. Terrific play.
6-3 put out. Gets us out of the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom half here with minutes left to play. Probably the last inning here for Wood River. You're watching a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of the 2024 Pocatello Wood Bat Classic here on MyLocalRadio.com, part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cashback for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
When participating in sports, there's always a lot to talk about performing at the top of your game. I'd like to expand on that and ask, how about performing at the top of your game in every part of your life? This is Dr. Todd Huber with Hoover Chiropractic. I offer solutions to help improve all aspects of your game called life. Pain management, migraines, allergies, emotional release, nutritional supplements based on blood tests, and improved athletic performance. To help you perform at the top of your game every day, call today to schedule an appointment in Evanston or in Kemmer. Hoover Chiropractic, 307-789-0043.
Welcome back here to Pocatello, Idaho. Jace Andrews, Aaron Poling here with you for Jerome versus Wood River. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning, and I want to remind you there is a 2-hour time limit on these games. This game started at around 1 o'clock, so 9 minutes in theory, so we'll have to see what the verdict is after the conclusion of this inning, if they will continue to go, and it kind of depends on time, to be honest. Caleb Jones still on the mound. He will fire in a breaking pitch that finds the zone. The batter up here is Tyler Nielsen. Nielsen was the starting second baseman, moved to pitcher. Now he plays at the third base slot. He'll lace that one down the left field line and toward the corner. Cutting it off is the left fielder Bainsley, though, and it'll be a single for Tyler Nielsen to start the inning.
It's a good little piece of hitting there. Got a pitch you can handle, drills it down the left field line. Once again, we keep talking about tomorrow. you got to build momentum heading into the next day. Just because you got 2 more games, you could still go 2-1 here in pool play. You can wipe all this away by going 2-1, get yourself from that gold bracket, and just try to continue to grind out games here.
That pitch in there for a strike. Caleb Jones came on in relief of Trey Burke back in the 3rd inning. Cut and a miss on a nasty breaking pitch.
Oof.
Landon Byard is the batter. He is the pitcher currently for Wood River. He's got a runner on first. And that one flied into left field. Bainsley comes, makes the catch, and we'll just lob it in there as staying put is Nielsen.
Looked like he wanted to come up firing to first.
F7 for out number 1 brings up Isaac Sandoval, the catcher who had to come on in relief of Carter Thompson.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most important thing about this, how Carter Thompson is doing.
That's away.
We don't want to speculate, but he was taken out after a foul tip in the mask, and I do think it was the right call, just kind of the way he was walking around.
Especially with this game. Cut and a miss from Sandoval there. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, we're right behind the home plate, so we can kind of get a good view of some of the things that you might not pick up on a camera, and I think that's one of them right there.
There's a strike. 1-2.
So breaking ball at the top of the zone, if you're a hitter, if you don't give up on that pitch, that's one you can do damage with.
Bounced up there, gets away from the catcher. He'll look for 3. He'll stay put, though. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Now a runner on second base as Tyler Nielsen moves up on the wild pitch.
Catcher's going to go out and talk to him. Probably just go over signs with the runner at second.
Yeah, let me reset here.
You throw a back-to-back breaking balls. One was filthy, and the other one just overthrew a little bit and went about 58 feet. So, I mean, just get back to your fundamentals.
2-2, a cut and a miss. Sandoval, a nice AB to try and foul that off. Tough pitch to get. He already went, so he had to get the ball and fouled it off.
This is good hand-eye coordination to get a piece of that one.
There's the ball. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes now.
Kind of looks like Vladimir Guerrero up there, just trying to throw the bat at the ball and just get a piece of it.
Yeah. 3-2. That's going to be a little blooping hit into left center field, and the throw is coming in. They're sending the runner. It's cut off. Another run for Wood River makes it 14-2 now, as Tyler Nielsen comes across to score after the leadoff single.
That's a tremendous at-bat right there. Got a couple of real tough pitches, that nasty breaking ball. Able to fight off a couple of real good 2-strike pitches and then just dump one into left center field.
Alex Golb is your new batter. He was the first baseman last inning, had the pitching mound a couple innings ago. Great breaking pitch. I mean, you're just not going to find a better one right there.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a good opportunity here for Jones to work on that breaking ball. I don't know what his breaking ball looked like before today because it looked sharp today.
0-1. Fastball there. Ground to the second baseman, Van Allen. Over the second baseman, Garcia on to first, not in time.
It's a good job making sure you get the one. It's a pretty good turn at second. I didn't think off the bat they had an opportunity at turning 2. That play turned out to be a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Slater, Landon Duval. Two outs in the inning. What was he saying?
Oh, they called time so that way the runner that was out at second get off the field.
Okay, gotcha. 2 outs Slater flies that one into deep left field. Moving back is Bainesville. He will make the catch. And we'll head to the 5th inning here in Pocatello, Idaho. Want to make sure.
Maybe.
Want to make sure they call in time. They got gloves.
Gloves are getting tossed, so.
Yeah. That's game. 2-hour time limit placed. And the game is final 14-2. Jerome over Wood River here on mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back with a post-game show here. We appreciate you watching a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of the 2024 Pocatello Wood Bat Tournament.
When you're looking for great deals on a vehicle, you'll find them at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston. With 2 locations to serve you, let your adventure start here. Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston, legend driven.
Farming requires working with the right equipment. At Colasuono Auto Farm Service, you will find the right size tractor, tractor accessories, cattle chutes, and calf corrals for all your farming needs. Colasuono has all your auto needs as well. From fluids to belts to protection for your hands, they've got you covered. Colasuono also offers a service center for your truck and tractors in one convenient location. Colasuono is your one-stop farm and auto shop. Stop in and see them today at 80 Reese Road in Lyman. Colasuono Auto Farm Service.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
In the past, when you needed a crown, it took multiple appointments and a mouthful of goop to create a mold of your teeth. Those days are gone. Bear River Dental has equipment that gets your crown done in one appointment.
So this is the scanner for our same-day crowns, and as you can see, we go through, we scan it, and then we're able to design exactly what your crown's going to look like, and then we send that to the mill, and it's going to cut it out. It's going to look just like it's shown on the screen.
The same-day crown machine builds your new crown for a perfect fit. Same-day crowns are one of the many services offered at Bear River Dental in Evanston. Call today to schedule an appointment.
What is Uinta BOCES #1? It's your community college to pursue your degree or certificate. It's high school equivalency. It's CPR and other workforce training. It's cooking and computer classes. It's 3D printers, vinyl cutters, and other free tools. We're many different things to many different people, meeting the education needs of the place we call home. So what is Uinta BOCES #1? That's for you to decide. Come see us today and let us help you make your educational dreams come true.
The tires you drive on matter. Tire quality and condition affect overall safety and how your vehicle performs. Having the right air pressure in your tires even affects gas mileage. Don't trust your tires to just anybody. Choose Freeway Tire to handle all your vehicle maintenance, including regular tire checks and rotation. When it comes to your vehicle, choose the team that really knows tires. Freeway Tire in Evanston. Stop in today.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
Western Wyoming Beverages has been proudly owned and operated in Wyoming for over 50 years, providing reliable service, friendly staff, and the nation's top beverage products, including Pepsi. We always strive to be the premier business partner for our customers. Western Wyoming Beverages services Rock Springs, Green River, Jackson, Evanston, Kemmer, Pinedale, Wamsutter, Big Piney, Mountain View, and Lyman. Go Red Devils!
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
Out here, we've always worked remote. Out here, stress usually refers to the pull on a rope. Where a stroll in the city is also a stroll in the great outdoors. Where work is a way of life, and life is good. Out here, the backyards are big, and the deals, they're even bigger. This is southwestern Wyoming, and it's where you can get the biggest deals on a vehicle you want with plenty of hometown hospitality. Heritage Auto, your hometown dealer with the biggest deals.
Life is made up of moments. We care about those moments as much as you do. We are Modern Woodmen, a fraternal financial services organization, member-owned, not stockholder-run. Since 1883, we've supported families, strengthened communities, and helped people reach their financial goals. From protection to saving to retirement planning, let us help you plan for those special moments in your life.
Welcome back inside the Union broadcast booth. Everything else is just wireless. It is time for your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap, 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fast meets fresh every single day. Get your gourmet sub at Jimmy John's. Also, other locations in Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette. As for a Freaky Fast Recap, it was 3 runs in the first for Jerome. Then they jumped out to a 10-0 lead, scoring 7 in the second. They're able to tack on continuously throughout the game before they're able to win this one in 4 innings. Just kind of not the day for Wood River.
Yeah, you just had that aspect from the beginning of the game. Had the 0-2 count, walked the first batter, and then from there on out, there was just little subtle things that kind of came out and just made you think, yeah, it's not that you're in a bad spot here. It's just not your day.
We're going to move along to our Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game, family-friendly dentistry. Dr. McKay Frankum, and I wonder if our broadcast crew over at Hawthorne heard the Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game. So they're going with the inside the park home run as that ball one-hopped the fence, kicked up some dust. If that ball would have went over the fence, it would have been pretty close to our broadcast crew out there.
Yeah, I mean, it popped and kind of knocked the wall literally 20 feet from them, if that. So it was an absolute rocket of a base hit, and I think we mentioned it, but in a couple different atmospheres, that's going out, and with the metal bat, that may be sent to the next century.
Yeah, or literally century, the town here in Idaho. As we come back to our Pepsi Player of the Game, everything is better with Pepsi. Who is better today?
Trey Burke.
Trey Burke, yeah.
It's inside the park home run. I mean, it's just the way it goes is he pitched, he had a home run, he was a very big piece for the offense. You can't really not give it to him. And, again, this was a team effort. When you score 14 runs, it's a team effort. But It's kind of like Shohei Ohtani. When you pitch and you hit and you do it as well as he does, it's hard for the MLB to not give him the MVP every year. But when Burke pitches as well as he did and hits as well as he did, it's hard for us to not give him the player of the game.
Got everything started with a hit by pitch with 2 strikes as well. Sometimes some people call it a skill. I've gotten to watch Mark Canha quite a bit this year, and it feels like it's a skill at times. But, just standing in there taking it got everything going. Who knows? Maybe he gets out of the way with that one. Get out of the way of that one. Next pitch is a nasty breaking ball that catches the corner. Maybe. Who knows how the game plays out? So, congratulations to Jerome as they go 1-0 to start the tournament. As we are done for this matchup. When we come back, we will have the Evanston Outlaws taking on the Bruins out of Idaho Falls. As we want to thank everyone for joining us.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. No portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on MyLocalRadio.com.